So it's good to see everyone. My name is Adewale Yusuf. I'm a builder, just like you, and I love building in Africa. And one thing that is at the core of what I build is democratization, giving access to everyone. And one of the things is what I want to encourage you guys today, all the conversation that will be happening, just open your mind, connect with people. There will be a lot of amazing people to meet. And I always tell people like networking at the event is one of the most powerful things. I can give you a very small crash course on how to network at event. All you need to do, try and talk to people, just 5 people. Give yourself an assignment. Just tell them, hey, my name is this. What's your name? What do you do? And once you get what they do, get home, send them messages. Just say, it was nice meeting you today. And also 2 platforms. You can connect on WhatsApp if you want, but always connect on LinkedIn. Because you will see their updates, they will see your updates, but when you get home, just send them messages and say, hey, it was really nice to meet you today. This is what I do, this is what I do. You don't need to do much for now, but it's very important to connect with people. All right, so today I will be talking to us about hustling. And for me I think I know 1 or 2 things about hustling. And when it comes to building in Africa, you have to be an hustler. Especially in this country, you have to really hustle. And I've been privileged to be in different parts of the world. I've been privileged to see different parts of the world. I think we have 7 continents, right? I think I've been to like 4. So I've done more than 50% of the continent. So, and also one thing is, I learned that some of the people that are winning, even in the time of AI, they are hustler. And one of the things I want to share with us today is how do you hustle? How do you build some things that also go beyond you from being hustler? And for me, just to tell you about also my background, I'm going to be using the slides a bit, but because it's not here, I'm also going to be changing it. So please, who is working with the slide, please work with me and as I work with you. So for me, I've been a founder, and I started my building journey 10 years ago. And I remember like when I used to go to events like this, opportunity, and I volunteer for some events as well. Sometimes I'm the one that you will see carrying projector, then you will see me, I graduated to being a photographer. You will always see me taking pictures, connecting with people. Then fast forward, I was able to start TechPoint. TechPoint marked 10 years this year. We were able to start TechPoint. From TechPoint, we were able to move from being a blog to being a media company. And some of this journey, the good thing I always tell people is, if I can create anything, any 1 year, you can do it. Because also a bit of my story personally, which I try not to share too much, but I think sometimes you need to share some of this journey. I came from Ibadan. Is anyone from Ibadan here? Yeah. So I came to Lagos with 1-way ticket. I had just 1,000 naira in my pocket. There was no return money just to go back. Then I came to Lagos and I did a lot. From sleeping outside to homeless. At least I didn't have roof over my head for years. You understand? In this Lagos, and this wasn't like it was long time ago, and the power of idea and the power of startup also is the power of hustle. I remember I met someone that told me like the tech is going to be the future. It's the same thing compared to now. It's the same thing now where AI, everybody is looking at what is AI. And I want to tell you also, because my slides might be different from what I'm going to talk today, because from the energy in the room and also the conversation on things on people's mind, I think we need to talk about the reality. And this is the reality I'm talking to also my AltSchool employee and team members, and also the AltSchool student. Your role in the world of AI, you have to be an hustler. There's no two way to win the AI world. See, don't worry about the trends. The world will always change. One thing that is constant is the world changing. And let me walk you back. If you know or you've read about it, when they started, when there was the industrial revolution, the first industrial revolution where there's automation, there's steel and all the, people always fight it. People think it's going to take a job. But according to World Economic Forum, AI will take 9 million jobs and create more than 12 million jobs. Who are the people that will get those jobs? Who are the people that will even create jobs for those? It had to be the hustler. We've gone beyond the world where you are going to sit down and you are going to say, what is next? Feed me. There's no school that is going to feed you. Your parent can't help you that much in this world. Before, I know your parent can call someone and connect you to opportunity. But to win in this world, you are going to be a hustler. And this year, I told my team, like, what we want to build. My head of learning, he lives in the US with me as well. So his PhD is in education. He joined us from University of Austin, Texas. And since he joined me, he's been asking us, like, what type of student do you want AltSchool to produce? Every time from the first time. But this year, I gave him the answer. I said, I want us to produce an hustler. Because if you're an hustler, you need to hustle AI. If you're an hustler, you need to hustle the market. You need to play better than the next person. Because AI is what everybody is talking about now. Some other thing will come. Some other thing will come because the moment AI now, everybody is trying to reach AGI, you understand? The moment they reach it, some other thing will come. There will always be new thing. And let me tell you an interesting thing. The job everyone is fighting that we don't want AI to automate. Have you forgotten that 15 years ago, these jobs were not there? 15, 20 years ago, they were not there. Now they're here. You are protecting it. You can't guide it. So, but I will not talk too much on AI. You understand? There are a lot of conversation around the world with AI right now. And I spent some time in Silicon Valley, and trust me, everybody is hustling. And we don't even hustle like those guys. Most companies in Silicon Valley now, they work 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week. Is on job description. Either you take it or not. Most time on site. So, as we are hustling, they too, they are hustling. But let's go to startup. So for me, I love creating opportunity for Africans to thrive. As I said, democratization is one of the most important words for me. In everything I build, I make sure there is democratization. When we started AltSchool, is to democratize access to information. No, sorry. When we started TechPoint, democratize access to information, and now we are democratizing access to knowledge and also talent in Africa. And when you're an hustler, you have to be scrappy. Like at the beginning, you have to do everything. You have to move so fast. And when we started, and I will tell us a story on that. I remember when I started TechPoint, and we created, it's the same thing with when we even started AltSchool, Talent Cure, everything. We created an email. It was just me at the beginning. But I have info@altschoolafrica.com. I have Adewale, which is my name. I have business at TechPoint. Sorry, conflict. These businesses, I will just be changing the names. Because I've moved on from TechPoint. This is not my doing. I don't work here again. So I'm just a speaker, like the other amazing speaker we have. So what I do is, I have all the emails, business at techpoint.africa, we were .ng then, everything, different emails. So if you send an email, like, oh, I would like to talk to your CEO, Adewale, I would log in or find a way to connect. I would say, oh, I've copied Adewale in this email. Thank you for I was the one replying. I would still now go and reply, oh, thank you so much for... You just have to be scrappy. And when you're scrappy, you need to put a structure. And at the beginning, it's about survival. You just need to survive. And one thing people don't know also is, at the beginning, when you're running a startup, you don't have what we call product market fit. So you have to do everything and anything, because you don't know where your product market fit is going to come from. When we started Talent Cure, for example, within the first 2 months, I knew, like, because of the effort that goes into executing some of the projects, and we were doing well. I mean, as if early startup, we're doing like $50,000 a month, but I knew like something needs to come out of it. And that was where we were iterating, and we eventually got AltSchool. And AltSchool hit product market fit within 2 months of launching, because people just said, I want this. But I was able to see it, you understand? And it's just to survive. You have to look at what is next, what is it. You have to survive. And also, even when we were doing TechPoint as well, when we started, the first few days of TechPoint, we were just there. And how I knew that we had something was when I went for events. We were the one that started Office Picture, taking a lot of amazing pictures. I know some people might know the olden days. I know a lot of you guys are Gen Z. You're just young in tech. But I went for an event, and I was speaking to some people, and more than 5 people also told me, like, hey, I like your pictures. I liked your pictures. Then I knew something was there. And my advantage was I was a photographer. I came as a photographer. I had a photographer edge. And that was that edge that we used to beat everyone into the market then, and we find our own space. And so, also one thing you need to know is there's limitation to also as well. You need to build structure. And you need to build structure with people. And also you need to have a mindset. So, you need to understand what you want to build. Let's say the truth. One thing is, not every company every product will scale. And you need to understand what scale is. What is high growth? Because if you go and pump energy into something that can't scale and you think is high growth, you are going to fail. And anything that you can do that won't need your input, that you can automate to 10,000 people, 100,000 people without your input, yeah, that can scale. But if you have to put a lot of energy into it, you should be careful. When we started Talent Cure, why I pulled back a bit to look for AltSchool was the time it takes to execute. We actually have some of the biggest clients in the world. We were working with people like JP Morgan was one of our clients in the UK. We even moved talent from Lagos here. No, from Enugu down to London, that the person resumed job. In Lagos, the person got contract. We gave the person contract of like £70,000 right in Enugu, not even Lagos. Forget Lagos. You understand? Because we were doing, but I look at the execution and I look at the input into it. I knew like it would be difficult. So there are some of the things you're doing now. You need to think of, can this thing scale? Can it go beyond me? And what is the input? Our goal was to reduce hiring time to 24 hours. The moment we couldn't do it in a month, I knew we were in trouble. And that was why I started looking for new products out of what we were building. Then we eventually have AltSchool. And now AltSchool has students from over 120 countries in the world. We have office in Lagos, Kigali, and Austin, Texas. So when you're thinking of scale, you need to understand as a mindset. And also you need to be intentional as well about this thing. Number one thing I know how to do, my superpower is building people, team. And I know it's on the next page. Can we go to the next page to talk about the team building? I think I walked through this because I want to spend time on team building. If you can go to the next stage. If that's all you take out of this today, I want to give us a crash course on how to build a team. Not this. I think it's on the... Okay, so you know what I will just do? Don't worry. Slides, there are a lot of text. But let me talk to us about building a team. See, right now, when you are building something, no matter what you are building, if you are the only person on the team, you need to address it with a structure that is going to grow. Number one, as I said, if all you were going to do today, if you are number one person in the team, go and create more accounts. Create business at yourname.com or whatever you have. Create support at yourname.com. Create whatever, even if it's HR, at yourname.com. Don't reply clients with your same email. It's okay. I know right now there is this thing at the beginning, you have this imposter syndrome that you just feel like, I'm not CEO. How much am I earning? How much am I making? Why would I be the CEO? It's okay. But people respect structure. For the guy doing video editing, for example, there are some contracts you can bid for when they know you are just a single person. Now there are platforms you can use to just create a website, or you can put a small team together, talk to AltSchool team, is very easy. Build a structure, and number one, you are the first team members to do. Number two, at the beginning, don't hire an expert. Your company would naturally die, except the expert is your co-founder. And this is the type of places you actually meet co-founders. You understand? At events like this, the best co-founders are people that you are going to eat maybe 500 naira rice together at the beginning when you are hustling. You understand? Because you're going to know each other. And co-founder relationship is like marriage. One thing you should know. You're going to talk to your co-founder more, maybe a bit more than your partner or your sexual partner or someone that you are married to. Your family are going to know this person because you're going to fight also. It's just like natural relationship. So, number 2 is the team. Don't hire an expert at the beginning. Don't. No matter how much you raise. And let me walk you to our own example. At Talent Cure, the moment I stepped down as CEO of TechPoint, there was news, I raised money straight. I raised money direct. You understand? I raised some money, $300,000. It was straight. Even Texas got us. And the first talent we went to get, we got someone from Andela then. Because what we were building, people naturally just see like, oh, it's like Andela. So we got one operation person from Andela. And this person came. And the person said, hey, I'm going to be leaving. After 5 p.m., I don't attend to anything work again. Like, there's no work. I don't work on the weekend. I don't do this. I was like, what? In a startup that we don't have product market fit. We work for like a month plus, on the weekend. And at that early stage, that's where you set culture. A startup, you work on weekend, on Sundays. I remember when I launched TechPoint, when people were doing Happy New Year in 2015, I was at the back of my laptop going live. That's why we always celebrate anniversary on 1/1/1. So this person, it wasn't our fault because I had money to pay. You understand? I had money to pay. I went to get the best talent. And guess what? If my team, if we were like maybe 20, 30, she might be a perfect employees to put structure into this thing. But we were like, she was the first hire apart from the co-founders. After like a month, there was a time she came to meet me that, she wants to leave. It looked like we don't have a structure. We don't have a process. We don't have a direction. I said, yes, we don't. That's why startup at the beginning, you don't have a structure. We don't know what we are building. And I accepted the resignation immediately. I didn't even negotiate it. Like, you just need to go. An expert, see, when you are, because right now, some people, you have network, you can easily raise funds. Don't hire experts. Just hire people that are scrappy. They are called generalists. I can talk a lot about team building because I built team in different companies and I understand what it is. See, the generalists, they will come. We have a place called Safe House. Now, it's my house. I just moved back in. Whenever I'm in the country, I just go to stay there now. Safe House, because we had $300,000. So money was good. Fundraising was easier then. Everybody was throwing money. So we moved into a house, and all of us, all the first 10 employees that we hired, we were living in the same building. Midnight, we were working. Everything, we were working. And that was why we built the structure. But just imagine that person. Me that has been startup, we will not have a company where I mean, I need to watch my time, please, because I don't want to take time. Well, we would not be in a company where someone will come and will form your culture. Now we still work on weekends. Now that I'm in town as well, most of my team, they've not been sleeping. We work because you have to build, especially in the world of AI. Everyone is innovating. I was in a company in Dubai recently to sign a contract, and the company said they work 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. All their executive team had to be at the office. Same is happening in Silicon Valley right now. Even when they are giving you contract, they do. Most of the buildings in Silicon Valley that was empty before, everyone moved back. OpenAI, that is one of the most innovative companies in the world right now, they don't do remote. Most of their distance. And we are not ready to even talk about remote. We that don't have remote culture. I mean, I know that's a sensitive area. I will try not to talk about it, but I know there are some founders here that know the pain. You understand? Because you have to build. But let's go back. Let's move back because I think my time. Let's move on the slides. Keep going, and keep going. And one of the things I have 3 points that I think I want to just talk on before I go, which is the most important thing when you are building a business, which I do think is not this one. Just move to the next one. Just move, sorry. I don't think this is this one. But one thing I want to say is when you're building a business, number one thing is people. People are the most important thing in your business. They are the most important thing. Maybe when we get to a time where robots can do everything 100%, and we get to AGI, maybe we'll get to a time when people are not going to be important. But trust me, people are still going to be important in the business. So you need to understand how to be people. One thing this morning I was recording a video for something, and they asked me to describe my best employee. And I said, I'm one of the few founders that is very lucky to have amazing people that work with me. I have people that have been working with me on this at Tech Point, even when I left, that have been more than 10 years here. I have some people work with me. Some of my executives that I just look at it like some of my executives were people I poached at AltSchool. They were people I poached from Tech Point to come and join me. Because the most important thing is people. And you need to take a long view on people. You need to develop talent. I spend time to hire executives. Sometimes you go because you have money, you give people, you can give 5 million, 6 million. But when you see those people, can they understand what you're doing? Can they understand the art of what you're doing? And that's one of the things when you see experts. They are experts in what they do, but do they understand your company as well? So always take a long view on people. And your friends that are around you, people you see around you now, is going to go a long way. Because people that you stay with, they're going to be there when you're no longer there. And when you want to build something, because your job as a founder there are 3 major things or 2 major things that I always tell people about as a founder. Number 1, vision of the company. Number 2, don't run out of cash. That's the job of CEO, rather. That's your job. And also one thing I say is build a movement. Every of my company, I always build a movement. And movement is community. Is there any AltSchooler here? You see? Anywhere I get to, you see AltSchooler, and they are proud to be an AltSchooler. Some of them, one person reached out to me recently. He currently works at, I think, Morgan Stanley or something in the US, and he said, I'm an AltSchooler. Now I want to give back even to my school. We have people everywhere. And when you do that, the secret is community. Don't be rigid with your company. Build it and give people. It's the same thing with Tech Point. And I keep telling you, I don't do anything at this company than they just giving me some little things. Since 4 years, I left 4 years ago. But when we build something, when you are building, you build a movement. And everyone can build a movement. Just remember that this is not about you. Build a brand. If you look at AltSchool, if anyone follows our Twitter handle, you see how funny the handle can be. You understand? You be how funny, how engaging it can be, how interacting. And for me, I'm still spending more time on community. I've been in DC before, Washington, DC, and I saw one guy, and he said, I'm a librarian, but I'm an AltSchool. I just came here to see you today. Anyone asking me about AltSchool, I just told him, like, just go and be telling them about your school. Everywhere I've been, in Dallas and anywhere, in UK, they are AltSchool. They are people. Because when we build for people. And now we're entering a new phase where everybody will be like, oh, what are you learning? What are people learning next? Because AI is this, AI is this. That's why we actually built AltSchool. To figure it out together for people. Because we live in a world where you need to figure. Let me tell you, there are a lot of products that some of these big companies are even building. There is no use case for them with AI right now. They are just building because everybody just needs to build. We don't know what is next. You're looking at Google, OpenAI, the moment they release a feature, a lot of companies are dead. You understand? Because everybody is just building. It's not like they need it, but we are in a place of discovery. So, all I want to do today, as I round up, because I think it's time for you guys to take mic from me. So, all I want to do is, whatever you are building, number one, you can do it. Don't overthink it. One thing I always tell people is, the reason a lot of people are not builders is because they overthink it. There will be 99 reasons why you should not do what you're doing. The only reason you have to do it is why you have to do it. When we were launching AltSchool, everybody said, don't do it. Even my investor, they sent me, there was one my investor that sent me data that shows like, oh, people don't pay back. This is the data right in front of your face. Even my co-founders were shaking, even my team. But I knew that's one single reason I have to do it, is the reason I have to do it. And now we live in the world where you can build very fast. So build. Number two, number one is start. I mean, that's why we call our own conference, AltSchool Conference Start. Number two is people. People. Take a long view of people. I know someone offend you now. You just want to be angry with the person, all those things. You cut the line of communication, all this. Don't do it. That person might be your investor tomorrow. Or that person might just get an opportunity that you need, and your proposal lands in the person's face. Take a look. There's no permanent enemy in business. It's a long-term view. Then the third one, which I want to tell you, is build a movement. We can all build a movement. Just make it about people, and you can do it. And thank you so much for listening to me. And the assignment I give you, please don't forget, make sure you meet 5 people, take their name, their phone number, and connect with them on LinkedIn, and send them a message where you get to. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and please enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Adewale. Thanks.